everybody. Today we're going over this little optic that you see in my hands that you guys saw in the intro. This is the TA11. It is a fixed 3.5 power magnified optic. Of course, it's in the Trijicon ACOG line, and ACOGs are known as some of the most durable optics out there on the planet. They have a reputation that they have earned over, probably what, 20 or 30 years of military service here for the United States and many other countries around the world. Very durable, very, very clear glass. And this one here, the TA11, is one that a lot of people say is the best all-around ACOG. So I suppose we'll tackle that here a little bit later on in the review. But what we're going to do first is let the dogs take a look at it, make sure it gets their seal of approval, come back in, go over the details of this particular optic, the reticle on this particular optic. First off, we want to mention that it does come with this mount right here. This is the TA51 mount. It's the standard mount for almost all ACOGs. It's a good mount in terms of functionality. It has some drawbacks. Number one, in my opinion, is weight compared to some of the aftermarket mounts out there on the market. It's definitely a little bit heavier than those, and additionally it can come loose under heavy periods of firing. So oftentimes you'll see folks in the military will paint mark them to make sure their screws aren't coming out. But I do recommend, if you're going to use the factory mount, to just go ahead and throw a little bit of blue Loctite on the actual screws here, as well as the screws on the underside of the optic here. So that's just me throwing that out there. You can do purple as well if you're afraid of the blue, but either one of those should lock it down pretty securely. I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering about the color of this ACOG. Now, this one here has the nickel boron finish on there. They're also available, of course, in the traditional black ACOG finish, and then also the flat dark earth finish. They make limited runs of those, but the ones you'll see the most, of course, are going to be the black. All of them are going to be extremely corrosion resistant, but in terms of like the extreme edge of corrosion resistance, if you will, the nickel boron ones like we have here are going to probably give you the most, extreme resistance, like I said. That said, I kind of just got it because I think it looks cool. Let's be real. As always, thanks for watching.
And we're here today to have a look at the Viper HSLR series of Riflescopes. These scopes are a subset of the Viper HS line and are available in a wide range of magnifications, including the versatile 4-16x50 that we have with us today. The term HSLR stands for Hunting, Shooting, Long Range. As part of the Viper HS series, these scopes have all the great features of the HS models, such as XD extra low dispersion glass, XR fully multi-coated lenses, 4x zoom range, and a 30mm main tube. However, there are some additional features to provide for more effective long-range performance. HSLR scopes are available in either first or second focal plane. With the first focal plane scope, the reticle will appear to grow and shrink as the level of magnification is changed. The benefit is that the reticle subtensions for ranging and wind correction remain constant and usable throughout the entire zoom range. With the second focal plane scope, the reticle will not change in size, and the benefit is that the reticle maintains the same appearance at all magnifications. However, the reticle subtensions are only accurate at one specific magnification, generally the highest. The HSLR offers exposed target-style elevation turrets for dialing elevation at extended ranges, along with a CRS zero stop so that you can get back to referencing zero even after coming up several revolutions on the turret. The capped windage turret maintains the scope's sleek lines and prevents it from getting hung up on clothing, rifle cases, or pack scabbards. When you need to extend your shooting range out to distance where bullet drop and wind drift compensation become crucial, reach for the Viper HSLR Riflescope. Thanks again.
Alright guys, well I'm back today with a really nice high value and budget first focal plane Riflescope from Monstrum Tactical. And this is their brand new Alpha series available on Amazon and on their website. And in the description below you'll find the direct link to this optic as well as a coupon code to save you 10% if you decide you like it at the end of this video. Before we get too far in talking about this new Alpha series, I want to give a huge shout out to Norma Tactical for sponsoring the ammunition to help make this video. This Norma Tactical 223 is some really fast flying 223 cartridges that seem really accurate and reliable at a very reasonable price. I think you can actually find these sub $6, especially on places like Aim Surplus's website. What we're looking at today is actually the first focal plane 6-24 Alpha Series optic, and it is brand new to the Monstrum Tactical line. Again, if you follow the channel, you'll know I recently did a review on the 1-4 and the 1-6 first focal plane scopes where I talked about those and their prices. They were a very nice option for those certain people who didn't necessarily want all of the extras but still wanted a quality optic. Right off the bat, normally the Monstrum tactical scopes come with rings, a kill flash, as well as a few other little small accessories in the box. The only thing this comes with is the flip-up lens covers and the scope itself, as well as an instruction manual. So you'll have to source your own rings and add a kill flash if you want down the road. But this is really slick because now you don't have to pay for the extras that you may not want, because I don't always use those rings anyway. I like to buy offset rings. So something to consider when you're buying this optic. Right off the bat, let's talk about the price. This is actually $160 on Amazon, and again, I've got that coupon code for 10% off, saving you about $16. So that puts it well below the $150 price, and that is a very good deal on a nice first focal plane optic. A lot of other first focal plane optics really start at 200 and up, actually 250, 300 and up for this zoom range. So that is about half the price of those, but you are missing some of those little components that they include in the box. And the other major thing you're missing is actually the illumination. It's got the parallax on the side, and it's got the adjustment knobs, but no illumination on the scope. And honestly, for a scope like this, I don't believe illumination is necessary. I talked about the illumination being absent on the 1-6 and the 1-4, and how if you're using those for personal defense optics, illumination is nice. But on something like a long range, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.
Hi, I'm Luke from Leupold, and this is the VX5 HD. The VX5 HD is one of the best values you'll find on the market. It has an extremely versatile zoom ratio, high definition performance, and is packed full of performance features, making it the perfect option for anyone looking to step up to a professional grade rifle scope. First, let's talk about its optical performance. The VX5 HD is built around Leupold's professional grade optical system, which offers unmatched light transmission that is designed to outperform in the most challenging conditions. It also has industry-leading glare reduction, so you can always count on having a clear image even in direct, harsh light. And its resolution and clarity are ideal for professional guides and shooters alike. When you combine that with our scratch-resistant lenses and our water-repelling guard ion lens coating, you're guaranteed to have a clean and clear image day in and day out. Most of the VX5 HD models also come with our easy-to-use custom dial system. This ballistic solution is a game changer in the field. All you have to do is provide Leupold with some basic information about your rifle and ammo, and we will make a custom dial for your scope. Once you receive the new dial in the mail, it's easy to install, and it's even easier to use. All you have to do is range your target and turn the dial to that number. So if your target is 450 yards away, you just turn the dial to 4.5 and aim dead on. No more worrying about holdovers at long distances or messing around with bullet drop reticles if you don't want to. Depending on the model, the CDS version of the VX5 HD comes with either a 2-turn zero lock dial.
All right, guys, this is the damage we did with the UUQ 4-12x50.
So some of you have been saying, I haven't been reviewing any affordable optics in a long time. Well, guess what? Today we're going to be reviewing the UUQ 4-12x50. So this optic has all the cheesy attachments that you're going to, well, maybe want or think you need or think you'll want if you're going to do some somewhat long-range shooting, or if you're going to put this on an air rifle. I mean, anyway, you get the point. This thing has a lot of bells and whistles that aren't necessarily all that useful. As you're going to see later, we were shooting at 750 meters, and it was very blurry. I mean, I could tell that there were hits on steel, but I couldn't tell where they exactly were on steel. It wasn't sharp enough to be able to tell me where those hits were. So on more higher end optics, or even slightly more higher end optics, they have much better, well, better sharpness of image. Additionally, it's important to note that the focus parallax on this is set to about 100 yards, which, I mean, doesn't help with those longer range distances on getting it sharp. So, I mean, there's that issue that's just not helping. So for the glass quality, we are going to give this unfortunately, a 2 out of 5. So it is underwhelming, but it is still decent for certain applications. So if you're just shooting 22 out to about 100 yards, even 200 yards, you probably won't be all that disappointed. It doesn't have the greatest glass for 200 yards if you want to be able to tell your hits on paper. I mean, I could barely make them out at 100 yards. So you got to consider what you're going to use this for. For certain things, it's fine. For others, not so much. Next, we have the eye relief. So this optic has, for what feels like about a little bit less than 3 inches of eye relief. The eye box is surprisingly very forgiving, which is a bit more common on optics that are of lower magnification range and have shorter eye relief. At the lowest magnification, the eye
eye relief is actually about the same. It didn't seem to change the amount of distance your eye had to be from the eyepiece, which is something you see on more higher end optics, which I feel just because it has a lower variance in magnification. Also, the fast focus eyepiece. All right, so it's fairly smooth on the way out. One thing we're going to see in just a moment, which is why I'm holding it very steady, is just how much slop it has. I mean, look at that. I think you should be able to tell. I think you'll be able to tell now. That is a lot of slop, but not uncommon on optics at this price, so it's kind of normal. So for the eye relief, we are going to give this a 3 out of 5. So remember, we're comparing it to similar optics around this price. It's not great, definitely not good. It's just okay. So we're going to give it a 3 out of 5. So now for the field of view. At the highest magnification, about 12, we have 10 feet at 100 yards.